Actually, I just want to say a couple more words while Joseph's setting up. So I'd like to say that Joseph did this project all on his own. There wasn't any help at all. And we did some work in the early days with Joseph flashing LEDs and things. And then he started to investigate various things. And suddenly he come in and he had this robot arm working with the Raspberry Pi. I thought, wow, that's an awesome project. And he was showing it to us. And then he was quiet again for a few weeks. And then suddenly there was this gyro on his hand that was putting numbers on the screen. I thought, that's an even more awesome project. And then about 3 weeks later, we hadn't seen much of him for a little while, and then he came and he got the two working together. So I won't say much more about the detail, because I know Josie's going to talk about that. But
okay, I'll try and keep it sort of chronologically to understand how the process of everything that happened with it. So as David said, it mainly started with local Science Alive Museum, which I volunteer at. I started about 3 years ago. I'm their longest running employee, and I'm technically not paid. So I was there for quite a while, and nothing very much happened. It was just cleaning mostly. And then a man called James Darley came along and gave me the Raspberry Pi and said, see what you can do with this. And we spent many, many weeks not knowing what to do, whatever. And we read a BBC Focus magazine article, and we realised how to get the GUI. So that was the main sort of kick-off point, and then we started sort of slowly progressing along. And then again we had David Whale come in, and that really kick-started everything. So the robot arm here is a kit from Maplin's. It's one I've wanted for a really, really long time, because it's a robot arm, and you know what's cooler than that. It was various different resellers. I bought it for £50. Normally it's £40 or £30. I bought it the day after it went off sale. So be very, very careful about when you buy it. So it only comes with utilities for Windows, nothing else. But some very, very clever person, very clever, more clever than I am, reverse engineered the USB protocol and got it to work with the Raspberry Pi, which is very, very useful because now I can move it. So it was moving a few weeks. I had a Pi game set up, so you can press the keyboard and it moves, which was sort of a bit basic. And then James came back to me again with the accelerometer. It's the MPU6050, or MPU6050, if I remember correctly. And he had it on an Arduino, connected to a laptop, and was just giving the data and said, take one of these away and see what you can do. So I took it away, and I saw, oh, you can use I2C. What's that? So I had a quick look at what it was, and realised you can just simply plug it in, and it works. So I got, it's very, very simple to set up anyway, so I took it away. I bought one of my own. I think he paid £25 for SparkFun. I'm not a rich man, so I bought it for £5 off eBay. From China, I think, so a lot cheaper, and then got it working to move the arm. So I get four axes of movement, which I'll show possibly later if it's working. Otherwise, I should be over there in the corner. It was originally just strapped to my arm with masking tape. So I've engineered this quite, if you can see, a shin pad and a sock. Because if you, week after week, every Saturday, are taking masking tape of your arm, you end up quite bald. So that was just sort of something I've just taken a sock, cut off the end, cut some holes in, and it works perfectly. Then I moved on so I presented that at the last Raspberry Jam, and it was sort of a big success, and I've taken it to competition 2 Fridays ago, I believe. But the question I was always asked was, can you move the grippers, especially sort of little children, because picking things up is fun. So this week I've spent largely trying to get the grippers to work, and I finally have. I'll show you because it's a lot easier. I don't know if you can see this, but it's just a little bit of Vera board with some buttons on and some felt, because apparently if copper oxide, because it's oxidizing with the sweat on my hand, smells awful, and makes your hand smell awful for quite a while. So that is essentially it. If you want a demo, come and ask me over in the corner, or might be able to get it working now. Thank you very much. Yeah.
It looks like a sock. The sock looks like a glove that's on it. It is actually a sock.
Yeah, it's
Holes cut out.
luckily socks come in pairs because I actually managed to completely ruin the first one, cutting far too large holes and it didn't work. Come on, I should probably buy a proper glove at some point. That's good. Let's see. Ooh, what's going on there? Again, should be 30 seconds away from a demo, but I'm not. So again, just talk amongst yourselves.
I'm actually impressed that Joseph knows exactly where all of those wires go off the hardware.
Yeah, it's more of sort of guessing roughly and getting it wrong and then not blowing things up. It's surprising how often that happens.
But apart from that, it's perfectly the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm investigating other sort of ways in which to control it. One of them is measuring brain activity, and you can buy sort of proper commercialized kits, or you can use open source. Problem with open source is, and they make this very, very clear on the websites, is that there is a possibility of a very high voltage going through your brain, which apparently isn't a good thing. It's not working for some reason. I haven't the foggiest why. Yeah. What will have happened is I've probably broken it in my rush to get it here. No idea why that's not working. Oh, that might come up. Oh, okay. Right, I turn you on off. It's not the arm, it's the Pi. It's the problem. You figure that out. I should have read the screen. I've probably... Have I broken it? I would show you, but it seems to have just completely crashed altogether. All the code is available on GitHub, so you can probably make it yourself. There's a quite nice write-up. It's jthomascoop, Twitter, GitHub, the like, everything's on there. So if I can't show you, you can always go away and do it yourself. Thank you very much.
But you'll be up on the...
Yeah, probably working, trying to see if I can get this working again.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.